What mug's that you're drinking
Hello.
from? How you doing, Matt? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks, AJ. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Trying to keep cool.
Trying to. I've been in the pool.
Oh, nice. Well, welcome everyone. This is my first live chat. AJ's kindly come on, and yeah. So tell me a bit about your channel, AJ.
What do you want to know? I knock out a couple of videos daily.
You do?
Which upsets a lot of people. And yeah, it's related around film and Blu-ray and collections, and I delve into a bit of comic book, collectibles.
You do?
Yeah, TV.
Yeah. He's got a wealth of content. AJ. He's got so Blu-rays, collectibles, reviews of new series, you name it, it's on there. So yeah, if you're new to my channel and you haven't checked out AJ, please go over and check his channel out.
I've just done this morning. I just done a video for Ghost Rider.
Okay.
For my retro comic book movie, that series that I do every other Wednesday. Because I realised that I was behind now. I haven't got nothing in the can for that. So I had to watch a film and do it for this Wednesday. So I chose Ghost Rider, the first Nicolas Cage one.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good film, that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of time editing it, which is a bit annoying because no one watches them. As you know, it's sort of like, it's more people like seeing the openings and the shot
Blu-ray
and that, rather than talking about film more so. And do you know what I mean? It's a bit...
Yeah, I watched your latest Blu-ray hunt this morning. You did this morning. I watched it about 10-15 minutes ago. So
what wait, the one for today,
the one the
one where I went into Card Factory,
yeah, that's right,
for a birthday card.
I wonder who's that for. I see old AK left you a lot of comments on that video.
Yeah, well, £15 for blimmin' Space Above and Beyond in charity shop.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, crazy.
And
prices.
then another box set there for £25. I was shocked.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. These charity shops just seem to think they can charge crazy prices for DVDs, They'll just sit there forevermore. Yeah,
but... wow, I can't believe the prices I saw on their box sets. Seriously.
No. I mean, luckily round here, the charity shops aren't too bad. They're sort of, say when I go in, it's usually £5 for £1, or £3 for £1. They're the usual kind of deals that you get in the local places around here. But
I know, but down here, they were like £1.50. Normal DVDs were like £1.50, £1.99. Didn't have no Blu-rays in there, but I don't know. It's mental.
Absolutely.
Still.
Right. Well, the sort of theme of the chat is just to sort of talk about collector's editions. Obviously, we're sort of seeing quite a lot of these coming onto the market now, and I'm sure you're probably feeling the same way as me, that it's almost like a saturation starting to happen, as we did with the Steelbooks. So what are your thoughts on this then?
I've done a video about it a little while ago. It's sucking the fun out of collecting, because every day, you can expect 3 or 4 now a week from Zavvi, Zavvi exclusive and these sort of things. I'm getting emails, and it's just, with the James Bond ones and all this sort of thing. The Cruel one came up today, from Zavvi, and it's just every other day. It's non-stop. It's just an assault. It's an assault of this stuff, and it takes away the special part of it. That's what it's doing. And the fact that, as you know, like with Arrow and the RoboCop, where they released the 4K Blu-ray, and then a year later, not even a year later, released a 4K in exactly the same packaging, no difference whatsoever between the two. You're telling me they didn't know that they were going to be releasing that when they released that? Of course they did. You know, in the Indiana Jones steelbooks, you didn't. You know, they give you the white steelbook ones, and then not a year later they're releasing with the proper, you know, poster art.
Poster artwork.
They know what they're doing, and they're just taking us for mugs, really.
Yeah.
But then I'm a mug because I fall for it.
Well, I mean, you really do have to pick and choose, I think.
Well, that's the way it's going now. Yeah, that's the way it's going.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, the sort of certainly at the moment, the fun of the sort of special editions is kind of wearing a little bit thin with me. I mean, as you know, I've sort of picked up the Film Arena editions as I've found bargains on eBay, and you know, I mean, I suppose part of it for me is the kind of, well, it's for all of us really, it's the hunt of finding a bargain, of finding a really nice edition, and it's really great that you know, you think, oh wow, you know, it's like that. What was that edition you bought recently? Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
Now it's a prime example of where you've found an edition, and it's, you know, probably a slightly better edition than the one you've got, and for a very reasonable price. So you're going to think, right, well, yeah, I'm going to get that, and then just, you know, trade the other one in, sell it, or whatever.
That's it. I mean, they marked that one up wrong. They marked that up at the price of the standard.
Well, we've got video.
Sorry,
we've got Video Tasties just come in. Hi, Video Tasties. Thanks for joining the stream.
Yeah, that was a good pickup. And I sold on the other one anyway. So really, that only cost me about £2-3 by the time I got, you know, I paid the eBay fees on the sale for the other one. So I can't quibble about that. I did just pick up another special edition as well. I ain't done an opening for it yet, but I will.
Okay, yeah. Star is Born.
Yeah, the big one. $9.99.
Yeah.
Still brand new. It's got the CD soundtrack in it. 32-page production notebooklet. 6 exclusive art cards. 3 limited edition posters. For $9.99.
Yeah. And, you know, that's probably when that came out. Is it a 4K or Blu-ray?
No, it's only a Blu-ray.
Yeah. Probably like 20-25 quid when that first came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're going to get it for $9.99, it's a good deal, isn't it? You know, and you think, well, yeah, I'll sell on the other one, and you know, it's going to cost me £5 or something like that. Yeah,
it was a film I enjoyed, and you know, I mean, I did see I saw the Steelbook. I saw the 4K the other day for £6, and I was tempted. I was thinking, oh, should I get that to go in here? But do I need it in 4K? Star is Born. Do I need it as a 4K film? No, I don't.
No.
Blu-ray's fine for it.
Which one do you prefer? The 78 version, Streisand and Chris Christopherson, or the new one?
I have to go with the new one, simply because I ain't seen the other versions.
Oh, really?
So it's decided for me.
Okay. Yeah, the Streisand one to me is I grew up with that one. My mum loved Barbra Streisand, and we watched that many times. So it's fantastic version. It's Chris Christopherson. He was a singer as well.
Yeah. I know he was in Blade films.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Lady Gaga. I mean, she's a fantastic singer, and it's quite nice to see her with sort of, you know, no makeup. I mean, she's quite an attractive woman, I think, without all of that slap, personally. But I don't think she needs it. I think she's, you know, she could. But I mean, she's incredibly talented, and there's this. What's the guy?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. I mean, he's quite a talented bloke as well. I mean, he sung in that, and did he direct it as well? Or
he did direct, yes.
Yeah.
And I think he learned to play the guitar for it as well.
Yeah.
if I remember rightly. I mean, I remember when he started out in Alias, TV series Alias, with Jennifer Garner.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it and never watched it.
I've been aware of him since then. But he's done well for himself. He has. Lady Gaga, she's meant to be in the new Joker film, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah, the sequel. And there's talk of it. But I think so. And there's talk of it being a musical as well.
Oh. What, the sequel?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if, there were rumours of that. I don't know if that's the way they're going to proceed with it. But I was quite intrigued to hear that.
Yeah.
And I've heard other rumours it's all set within Arkham Asylum. I mean, it could go the musical route in their heads. Do you know what I'm saying? Sort of that side of it, and which I wouldn't mind. If they do something different with it like that. I don't know. It might work for me more so.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you that I think as a standalone movie, if you took out the Joker, that sort of connection with Batman. It plays as a great film in its own right about somebody with that laughing sort of, thing.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's every time I watch it, and I say this every time. Every time I watch it, I like it more and more. I like it less and less, I'll say, as a Joker film, but I like it more and more as a film about a man who is downtrodden by society and lost all help and connection and his journey into mental illness. I think it's a fantastic film, but I'm not sure on it as a Joker film. That's the only thing I have with it. But Joaquin Phoenix was fantastic in it, and it's a great film.
Yeah, it is. Well, we've got Michael from Michael's Movie Corner.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, keeping.
Thanks for joining. What were we talking about?
Well, it was, but it was all your thing was about collectible items. But conversations always take a tangent.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as I say, getting back to the sort of the collectibles, I agree with you. I'm just finding that it's just relentless. It's just like one after the other, and kind of puts you off a bit.
It's starting to, and I don't know. I know on one of my lives, I don't know if you remember, there was that geezer who came on called Bal, B-A-L, his name was, and he comes across as quite negative. You could almost perceive him as being potentially as if no one was in the know, you'd see him as being a troll, potentially. But he's not. He's someone I've talked to quite often, but he's very sort of like, I don't like that. I don't like that film. No, I don't like the MCU. You know what I mean? He'll say it as it is. And every time I buy a special edition now, I have him in my head because every time he just goes, it's filled with tat. It's filled with tat. So now you'll see on my pickup video later on one, I think it's on Event Horizon. I'm going, this is filled with tat. And I'm going, that's because, and in the video I'll say that's because of him, because he's in my little head going, it's tat. But that's what they do. They make these things, don't they? Paper products, as they call them, like your cardboard box, your art cards, your little book pamphlet. It's all so cheap to make, and then they get a big return on it in these special editions. But it costs them pennies.
Yeah. Well, we've got Video Tasties, and he's asking, what extras do you like most in the collector's editions? CDs, posters, postcards?
I don't know. I'm more drawn towards a booklet. A nice booklet that has some information in it about the film. What bugs me the most is when I get an edition and I open it up and I've got a booklet, I've got art cards, I've got a poster, and all the booklet is a picture booklet. Yeah, you know the ones. So I've been given pictures in 3 different forms: poster, art cards, and a picture booklet. That just winds me up because it's just pictures. But a nice little, a little book with a little bit of production information in it, a little bit about the characters or the cast. That's something that I can read, and then I'm quite happy. But also, I like the lenticulars as well, as you know.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think it just gives you that little bit extra, doesn't it? You know, a little bit of reading material. And I do think Arrow are pretty good at that. You know, even with their a lot of their sort of first standard releases, not necessarily collector's editions, but the first pressings. You know, you'll have the slipcover usually with them, and then you'll have the reversible artwork, which they pretty much do with all releases, which I think is a nice little touch.
Yeah,
they're not sort of charging extra for that.
Yeah, no, because they get new artwork commissioned, didn't they, for it? Generally, that's nice. That's nice.
And they get, obviously, you get the little booklet in it as well, which is quite a nice little read. You know, sort of behind the scenes, cast information, trivia, all this kind of thing, which is fascinating to listen to.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Getting a few more comments now, so I'm just going to So we've got hello, Oliver Ian 07. Hello there.
How you doing?
Thanks for joining the chat.
Absolutely.
And we've got somebody else, Gary North. Hello there. Posters and art cards I can do without. I want more books included in expensive sets. Yep.
Yeah, the books are, like I said, the thing with a poster is I'll look at it once, I'll open it up. Okay, there we go. Never to be opened again. And the same with art cards. You just flick through them and then back in, and very rare will I, you know, I'll even forget that they're there. As I did with, as you know, like them Avatar lenticulars that for some reason I had in the Terminator 2 box, and I said to you, what have they come from?
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember them coming with the Avatar set. No, there you go. They did. No. But I'm also partial to a collector's set, even though I don't get many of that now. I don't mind the ones when they used to have a statue with them. You know, like the DVD releases of Lord of the Rings came out with, you've got Gollum with one, you've got the 2 bookend tower things, and you've got the city. I never got the tower ends, but I did get the city and the Gollum I've still got. And a couple of DC ones when Batman versus Superman came out, you had the big ones that came with big statues like that. I did fork out for them because, as you know, I like the collectibles, like that sort of thing anyway.
Yeah.
So they appealed to me. Even at that additional cost of about 80, 90 quid at the time, they did have an appeal. Now, I wouldn't be able to afford them now. I wouldn't be able to, do you know what I mean? There's just too much coming out. Back then, I was a bit more picky with what I got.
I mean, one example was obviously when No Time to Die came out, and Amazon did the Aston Martin. You know, it was a lovely model, but again, for what you got, I mean, I think it was like £200 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, and that was.
When you compare that to the Playmobil set, I'd go with the Playmobil set every day.
The thing is, you could probably buy a James Bond Aston Martin. You know, like I get my, I've got Kit and the Back to the Future cars and the V8 Interceptor from Mad Max. Inevitably, at some point, they'll be, you know, if they're not released now, they will be at some point, and you'll be able to get them.
Absolutely.
But the Playmobil one was nice, yes, very nice.
Well, that's going to be. I've got a birthday coming up shortly, and that's going to be one of my birthday presents is the Playmobil Bond. So
should be. How old are you with Playmobil? That's all right. My missus has got me Kit for my anniversary. So that'll be September.
But they are the
23rd.
Great models, aren't they? I mean, they've done very well because Lego obviously did this with all the jumped on the Star Wars bandwagon.
Yeah.
You know, with all the Lego, and now I think it is Marvel as well. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up with the Lego side of things. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Playmobil's seen a gap in the market, certainly for people of our sort of age group. You know, and we've got the sort of the A-Team what else
I
have
got
you
the
got?
18 one, didn't I?
You got the 18 one, the kit.
Yeah.
That wonderful Enterprise. That's fantastic. That one.
Yeah, my missus got me that, didn't she? Yeah,
Did,
the
yeah.
Enterprise. Still need to hang that from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Enterprise was nice. Yeah, I do like that. 18 van was pretty cheap because it ain't got no electronics in it. And the other one is the Ghostbuster car. I wouldn't mind getting that.
Yeah.
But the Ghostbuster car there's a couple available. One of them is you get the 4 women with it from that Ghostbuster film, and that's quite cheap. That ain't overly expensive. But the other Ghostbuster car with the original, the OG Ghostbusters in that's quite expensive. So I've been tempted to get the female Ghostbuster one, not for the fact that it's the female Ghostbusters, just because it's pretty much the same, almost the same looking car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, not yet.
Right, let's got some more comments. We've got Stephen Luther. What's up, Matt and AJ? All right.
How you doing, Stephen?
Thanks for joining the chat.
Yeah, he's been watching my Punisher videos at the moment and my rants about what Disney are doing with the Punisher.
I watched that this morning. Yeah, it was interesting to listen to.
I don't know if it's me reading between the lines with that one panel. There's no going back and him leaving the machine gun on the floor. But Disney and what they're doing to his origin, making out that as a child he had this in him as a kid, and and he burns a bloke at the age of 10 for killing someone, and it's like they're trying to take away the hero side of him. And I didn't go into this in the video, but what bothers me is that the Punisher's always been a character that, to a degree, is relatable, right? In that, as someone who ever reads the comic or watches the films, you would like to believe that under the same circumstances, if your family has something happen to your family, you would be able to get up and do the sort of thing that Frank Castle does and go out and dispense some justice in this world of a failed justice system. But now what they've done is they're redoing his origin, that he had this in him as a kid. So at school, he never went to classes. He would just sit there drinking, and it's stuff that you don't want to. It's like they don't want you to, do you know what I mean? Have that connection to this character and see him in that sort of way. It's really bad stuff.
It just sounds like they want to rewrite the character from scratch, which they want to do it with a different character. Do it with somebody new. Don't try and rewrite something that's been, like you say, for the past 30, 35 years you've been following this character.
Yeah, he's been about since 1974. But I can understand within America with the gun situation and Disney, I can understand that maybe they don't want a character who's running around with a gun, a hero at least, and the skull has been taken and been abused by hate groups, by the police using it, American military using it, and not understanding what it means in the context of the comics, which is it's the representation of a failed justice system that failed him, and these people are taking it, and you know what I mean? It's got to get to the point where if I go out in a Punisher skull shirt, which I don't, but maybe in my younger days, but if I did, I could potentially get people who know it's used by a hate group thinking that I'm now a member. It's not in the same context, but it's almost the same as it's got to be turned into the same as going out wearing a swastika.
Yeah.
Never would you step outside your door with one anyway.
No.
But the swastika before the Germans and the Nazis took it was a symbol of peace. But I don't know if it was Aztecs or something like that. But it's some ancient culture who had it as a symbol, and it meant it had something to do with peace.
In a slightly different sort of position, isn't it? But they obviously turned it round.
And it was taken and it was abused essentially and turned into something else, and that's what's happened with the skull of the Punisher. So they just, I don't know. But anyway, not Punisher.
Not good.
Sorry, I've gone for hours, Punisher.
No, that's all right. I'll put another comment up. So Oliver Allen says, not to back, lads, just watch the video about Lone Soldier.
Yeah, that's the one that you pointed me towards. Made me spend.
It's a nice steelbook, though.
Yeah, it is nice. It's nice, and it's my. I do like them films. That sort of film. Yeah. You know, it's a nice steelbook.
Yeah, I think you do have to put a price point on those kind of releases. You know, anything over 30, I think, really is kind of the cutoff. I think for that kind of release. I think,
yeah.
You know, but the thing is, we're seeing it with new releases now. It's 40, 45, 50 and upwards. You know, that Rambo set that Xavier put out. I mean, was there 2 or 3 different versions of it? And you know, it's just getting beyond the joke. You know,
crazy, and it's just filled with tap.
Yeah.
And it is really. It's all cheap little things. When you look at how much each thing's going to cost to make,
it's something that you'll get out occasionally and have a look at. But is it worth the extra cost?
No, it's not.
Not really.
It's
no.
Not. I mean,
not a new release anyway.
Yeah, no. I mean, the people who, from a speculative point of view, the people who are speculators and want to buy for the sake of potential making something on it, they might, it might appeal to them more so. But it is taking a mick.
I've got a question from Video Tasties. Do you have any collector's editions with film cells in? I do, but do you?
I do have that 10,000 BC steelbook, the steel set that Jimmy showed the other day.
Yeah.
You remember? I do have that. Yeah. It was in good condition as well till the other day. I stepped on it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I stepped on it. Now it's dented. I haven't tried to work the dent out or anything. I just stuck it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I've just got to take asthma pump because my breathing is a bit
I've got
laboured.
A few film cell editions. I've been picking up a few of those sort of DVD collector's box sets, the big ones. And I got the Matrix. I actually bought that twice. I bought it first time round, and then I found another copy which contains a film cell, but it's also signed by the directors, the Wachowski brothers, as they were known. Obviously now they're sisters. And I passed the original copy on to Playtendo guy, Pete.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So, that's a really nice set. And there's also a smaller Matrix set, which I had from years ago, which was, again, a small version of that similar set, but with a film cell. Got the Perfect Storm. That's got a film cell in it. That was the bargain from Music Magpie. £3.98. That was fantastic. Fantastic bargain.
Oh, I think I've got that Blade Runner set.
Yeah.
The Blade Runner, the big metal tin DVD set with the 5 editions in. Yeah,
but don't think it has a film cell. It's got the like the holograph thing.
That might be that I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Motion.
Yeah. I mean, I've got framed film cells that I've picked up and people have bought from me over the years. I've got Punisher one, with like signed picture in the middle. Not that it's really signed, I mean, it's one of them printed ones with the film cells down the sides, Predator, things like that. But yeah, not many film cell edition releases for me.
I do have the Blade Runner big box set as well. That's got a film cell in that one.
Yeah.
I do need to stop picking those up because I don't have the room. But when you find them for like £4, it's like,
Well, no, it's understandable, isn't it?
Right, so we've got getting a few comments coming in now. So
that's good.
It's an expensive. Oh, is that the Lone Rider one you're talking about?
Yeah, the Lone Survivor. Yeah, that was 25 quid I got it for, wasn't it? With a bit
I think
of
it
postage
goes
on
for
top.
more money. Certainly sealed. You're probably talking, 40 plus on that one.
Yeah, obviously this one I got didn't come with it didn't have the quarter slip.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I got it for the collection, not for worth-wise. I don't collect for that. Do you know what I mean? I don't collect for that reason. I don't speculate.
No.
I'm not one to sit there thinking, "Oh, will this go up in price?" If something does go up in price, then it's a bonus, and that comes from my comic collecting as well.
Yeah.
If something, I don't look to buy for a potential investment down the line. I mean, all my Punisher comics, I've got each one is individually backing boarded and in proper boxes, and that's the only really set of comics that I do that for. But a lot of them are bargain basement comics. But to me, because I've got the whole set from beginning to end, they're worth more to me, not in a financial way, in that I love the character. And that's how I sort of collect. Do you know what I mean? I don't really like the speculative market.
No. Well, I mean, people do it. Obviously, you've got the scalpers on eBay, and they'll pick up 10 copies of the latest Xavi release, and I think, I'm sure you've spoken about this before, and it should be limited to one per customer, really. I think you don't need to have multiple copies, do you?
No, for at least, if Xavi want to sell them in batches like that, then so be it. But make it one per customer for at least the first week of release or 2 weeks of pre-order, and then fall back to that. Give everyone the opportunity to get it before they're all, because Xavi used to release at midnight, didn't they? I think.
Yeah.
That's when they used to make things go live, and here in the UK, everyone's asleep at midnight, so they wake up in the morning, and then they're all gone.
Yeah.
That's what Xavi used to do, because all the scalpers have jumped
to the
on
US market, aren't they? Because they obviously ship internationally, and they know that there's a lot of collectors in America that are going to want these editions that they don't. I mean, I've noticed in the last 5 years that editions are all becoming very similar across the world. You're getting the same edition that you're getting in Best Buy, that you're getting in the UK, that you're getting in Germany, etc., etc. Whereas back in the day, it was very much. I can remember Future Shop. Do you remember Future Shop Canada?
I do remember. Yeah.
They had do you remember the Iron Man, the original Iron Man, which was the blue banner at the top? Used to go for crazy money. You couldn't get that anywhere else in the world. The only similar edition you could get was a DVD edition, which I still got, and that was Play.com. It didn't have the banner at the top, so I actually preferred it. But that went for about 15, 20 quid at the time, DVD. But yeah, that Iron Man one was just, it still goes for a fair bit of money, but it was crazy back in the day.
It's cheaper for a minute to mass produce one type, and then your J card is just printed into a different language, as opposed to Steelbook being printed into a different language or something like that. When you're talking about Steelbooks, it's just easier done, isn't it? Easier to cheaper, cost cutting for them.
The one that surprised me though was the Event Horizon.
I said, didn't I?
Yeah, that they've actually printed, and it's a shame because that would have been great to have had a nice wraparound artwork. And when you're paying sort of premium prices like that, you come to expect, the J card with the nice hidden artwork that you don't see until you get it. Because
that's right.
They didn't go down that route for that one.
And then the Doctor Strange one with the 4K printed at the top.
Yeah.
On the box.
Again, you don't want to see that when you're paying.
No.
That was an expensive release as well, wasn't it? That one was that 45, 50 quid. That one.
Yeah, it was something stupid that I paid for it. I won't be doing that with Love and Thunder if they decide to do it.
No,
that'll just be. I will get it, but bulk standard 4K with that one.
Let me just get back into the comments. We've got a few coming in. Paid £45 for Inception the other week. Crazy prices. Yeah. What is that? 4K. 4K of Inception.
Yeah, what version?
There are quite a few versions of it.
Because I've got that. I've got the case one, the metal case
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Spinner.
Yeah.
Little spinner in it.
That was a nice edition.
Yeah.
Oliver Ian again. My local CEX has Uncharted for around £45.
Wow, is that the
I guess
Steelbook?
that's the Steelbook.
Well, there's a Steelbook that came with the ring, wasn't there?
Okay.
I don't know where you got it from or where it was from, but I remember when I opened, because I got that quite early. I think I got Uncharted about a week early. I got it delivered because it was Zavvi, and I had done an opening for it. And in the comments, I had people saying, I've only come to look at the ring. And I was like, What ring? What are you talking about? So there was a version that came with a ring on the string or something, which, to be honest, I don't know I can't remember what the context of that ring is in the film. It meant nothing to me, a ring. So that it ain't like I was like, oh, it's a shame I've missed out. It's just like, okay. It came with another bit of tap.
It's not a film that I've really wanted to rush out and see because from what I haven't played the Uncharted games, and from what I've heard, Tom Holland is just playing Spider-Man again.
Yeah, Tom Holland's Tom Holland. Mark Wahlberg's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
But to be fair to the film, right? I mean, I've never played the Uncharted game. I'm not a gamer, but I enjoyed it. I sat down and I thoroughly had a good time with it, regardless of Tom Holland being Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg being Mark Wahlberg. I thought, because I quite like Mark Wahlberg anyway. Tom Holland, I'm tiring of very quickly, but for Mark Wahlberg, yeah, it was a good adventure. It was a nice adventure film.
I'll catch it soon.
I mean, I don't know if it's how it compares to the game, and I really don't care how it compares to the game because for me it's just a film. Yeah, and I enjoyed it. It was better than Lost City, far better than that.
I didn't like that.
It was a decent film. I'd be interested to see why. I thought that £45 CX, that seems a lot.
Certainly does, yeah. Right, we've got AK in the chat. Hi, AK.
AK, hey, keep it, mate. I was just reading the message then. That's why I was quiet. Right. I was reading the whole of his message. Hope you're well.
Got another one from AK. It's a very hot day. It is. It is hot. Oh, thank you. Very kind.
Yeah, thank you, AK. It is hot. But we're at the end of it now, I think, aren't we?
For the time being, but they're talking about it towards the end of the week, picking up again, sort of Saturday, this time next week, it's starting to get warm. But, I mean, that's a 7-day forecast, but
we shall see.
22, 23 degrees is fine with me, but when you start getting to 28, 30, go and keep cool somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so AK says, I've never seen Blade Runner film. I have of them, never had any chance to watch it. Oh, yeah. Well, if you love sci-fi, AK, I'd highly recommend it. I know, certainly for AJ, Blade Runner 2049 is the favourite of the two films for him. I personally put both on an equal standing. I love both for very different reasons.
It's quite an unpopular opinion of Blade Runner that I have because I find it to be an extremely boring film, the first one, right? Now, I don't want to take away from the fact that visually it's very impressive. It builds a fantastic world and I love the world building of it. I love the concept, the idea. I just don't it's just so slow for me, right?
Yeah.
But 2049 came along and I was blown away, and I think it's that Denis Villeneuve or whatever his name is, Villeneuve. It's just like beauty on screen. It's like artwork on screen for me with his films. I mean, as you know, even sat here now, I've got issue 1 of Black Lotus sat here on the table because I read the Blade Runner comics and all that from Titan because I love and as you know, I like the animated series of it, this Black Lotus animated series, and it's the world. I love the world, but the first film, I just find, and I watch it over and over again. I keep revisiting it every so often to try and get that from it, but I never get it from it. I can appreciate it for what it is technically, but not just bores me.
Have you watched the narrated version where Harrison Ford's narrating it?
I have, yes.
What do you think that's a better version?
I'm going back years now. I can't. I honestly can't say. It's been so long. Been so many different versions of it. I don't know what I've seen, what I haven't seen. I've seen the narrated one.
I think that's definitely worth revisiting because it gives a very sort of detective noir about it. I mean, that's the way that I originally watched the film before the final cut came out. So yeah, for me, that I quite enjoyed that. It gave it. Yes, it's a slow film. It's a slow burn, definitely. But I think with the narration, it kind of it just sort of helped the story progress.
Gives it a bit more depth.
I think so. Yeah, I think it does sort of give a little bit of a. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the final cut as well because they changed the ending as well, didn't they? There was the original ending where you didn't see them go off. It cut at the end, and I don't think you saw any sort of greenery or anything like that. And then they reintroduced that. I mean, again, it's been some time since I've watched that narrated version. But there's about 5 different versions of the film.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a work print. I need to get round to watching that because that's supposed to be a bit different as well. I don't think the quality is as good. Yeah, it's. I mean, definitely 2049 was a love letter to the original, definitely, and I just think what's his name, the main guy,
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. I thought he was fantastic in the role, and Anna de Armas. I mean, well, very nice lady.
Well, yeah. I only just found out yesterday that Ryan Gosling is actually in a relationship with Eva Mendes. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
It's just I was watching Ghost Rider. I said to my sister, "Who's Eva Mendes with? Who's she partnered with?" And it was Ryan Gosling for about 11 years, and I had no idea.
I haven't really seen her in much these days. I mean, what's she been in recently?
I don't know.
It's not an actress that I've sort of seen. Yeah, come up that recently, but.
No, I know they've got 2 daughters together, so I don't know if a lot of their time is. I don't know.
Okay, where do we get to?
AK Blade Runner.
Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Pete, nice to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. And we got Dimension Scott as well. Hi, thanks for joining the chat.
Hi, Scott.
Okay, again, what have you been up to, guys? Don't buy everything I see. A new film, if it's good, then pick it up. Yeah, I think to be honest, that's the way forward. I think not just pick everything up. I think you've got to start being a bit selective now. Certainly with all these special collector's editions, it's got to really be a film that you really do like, and it's got to tick a lot of boxes. I think with them being so readily available now, it's you've got to pick and choose. I mean, the cost of living for everybody's going up. And in turn these editions are creeping up 35, 40, 45, so it's definitely something you've got to be a bit more selective about.
I know, but even on the day releases, case in point, when I went down to CEX, as you saw, and 4K Sonic the Hedgehog in there for 20 quid. That came out Monday, didn't it? I think it was Monday just gone.
Last
Sonic.
Monday, yeah.
So that would have been 25 quid at least in it was the HMV exclusive one they had down there as well with the comic book in. for 20 quid, and what, 5 days, 6 days after release, £5 cheaper. Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just crazy.
Yep. Okay, says I enjoyed AJ's hunting videos. Yep. Oh, thanks, AK.
See, the hunting videos, you know, as you know, Matt, I've sort of slowed down on them because I feel like I'm doing them just to get a bit of life in the channel, to be honest with you, because they get views, and that is so frustrating. That's quite a frustrating thing that I can put a video together, for argument's sake, Ghost Rider, that I've done, and at night I spent, you know, about an hour and a half editing pictures into it, old comic book covers, clips and scenes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider, from putting a trailer into it for Ghost Rider 2000, and then you just find people who don't want to talk film, much like what Dan says over at Dan's Man Cave. You know, people are more interested in me going and filming what's on a shelf in CEX, and that's a bit disheartening, really.
I think, I mean, obviously I've followed this Blu-ray community for sort of back, you know, about 2009-10. Now I think things have changed with streaming now. I think this kind of platform is more for discussing things, film, you know, like this subject of collector's editions. I think now, because with the way that people collect films, I mean, it's happened to me, obviously, with HMV in my local city. There's no HMV. We used to have a Virgin Megastore. We used to have a Zavvi, Our Price. I don't know whether you remember them.
I remember Our Price, yeah.
MVC, that was another one. We had about 5 or 6 different retailers. So back in the day, we would all be going out to these shops, picking up. This was, you know, before the internet. Now I think a lot of people are finding, and me included, I do enjoy watching the Blu-ray hunts, because I don't get the opportunity to necessarily go to these shops. I mean, we've got a CEX in our local city, but by the time I've driven there, the time I've parked, it's not really worth it for me. You know,
the thing is, you can go online and have a look anyway, can't you?
Exactly.
You just go to that store and have a look what's in stock. And okay, there we go. So I mean, essentially, I could do a CEX hunt sat here and just pull up what's on the screen and say, look, this is what they've got. Oh, that's good. Do you know what I mean?
But it doesn't replace you going into a shop and actually pulling stuff off, because as collectors, there's that hunt. You know, what we're going to find. You know, the unexpected. It's that kind of thing that I think people enjoy.
I know, but
you might find something really nice. You know.
Yeah, there is that. But when you're going visiting the same store all the time, and you know, same for me. It's you know, I could go and do the local one weekly, right? Because if I'm going to work by public transport, I'll be walking past it daily anyway. So I could do that weekly, but then it's the tedium sets in, because it's the same stuff. And the same for me. If I go to Bromley, it's pretty much all the same stuff. All right, I know next week I should be getting to a few which are quite far afield, and that's a bit more interesting, like Portsmouth, Gosport, places like that. And that's more interesting because they ain't a regular visit for me. I mean, Gosport I've never been to at all, so that would be nice. But you know, sometimes I just want to talk film, and that's why I do that other series every other Saturday now, AJ Chats, where I take a subject and just talk about it, share my feelings on it, and you know,
there is an audience for it, but I think it's got to be specific. They need to obviously search for that specific topic. And I think obviously with a sort of live stream platform, you unless you've got a specific topic, I mean, obviously you've got comments coming in. I know on Pete's, live stream, they generally have it so sort of, that their sort of chats will go often in the way of the comments.
Yes.
And it's that's good because it can be quite spontaneous, but also I think it's good to do chats as well where you're sticking to one subject, or trying to anyway.
I think
it's getting the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's like a chat is like a river. It will go where it wants to go. It will meander the way it wants to meander, won't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll find its own path, so to speak. And the comments, the comments are going to go that way. They're going to take a chat that way, which ain't bad because you don't know what.
No, absolutely. No, I've got a few comments coming in. I never expected, to be honest, hardly anybody, but there we go. So, 4K Steelbook. That would be the Uncharted. Okay. Yep. Okay. Would not pay 45. Absolutely. Yeah, that's just a bit too much, isn't it?
It is. But I've done it. We've all done it.
Yep. Uncharted.
Yep.
Still need to Uncharted. Yeah. No, I've not played the Uncharted games myself. This is all okay now. Hang on a minute. Just have to think before buying. Everything is getting expensive. Yeah, absolutely. I do. It's being more selective about what you want to pick up, and like AJ said, if it's a new release, maybe just wait a week or a couple of weeks, and you're going to see a price drop.
No, absolutely.
You need to see it on release, and we're all guilty of this. We'll buy a release on day, but it won't be watched for a couple of weeks, and then you could have picked it up 2 weeks down the line for $5 cheaper, and your copy's still sat on the shelf sealed.
Yeah,
we've all done it.
I mean, I've got a couple of films that I've bought. I've watched. No, I've bought. I haven't watched them, but I'd seen them just before I bought them. I haven't watched them still since, and then you see them in Poundland.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I paid full price for that, and I still ain't watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all done that. What's he saying now? I've gone down. My work is started now. Do videos. Yeah. Yeah. Saw your videos today, AK. He picked up the Lost City.
Okay.
I did say to him, I hope he enjoys it. I didn't think much to it myself, but
it didn't work for me. It was I think because originally it was meant to be a film for Ryan. What's his name? Deadpool. Christ, what's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
That's it. How can I not remember that?
I know.
It was originally written for Ryan Reynolds, that part, the Channing Tatum part. And I don't mind Channing Tatum, right? I think he's got good comic timing. Yeah. I enjoy him and stuff, but he didn't have I didn't find he had any
chemistry.
With Sandra Bullock. And obviously Ryan Reynolds has, because they've done the proposal together.
Right.
So it may have worked better. Also, it's very familiar. It was very similar to, well, this is it. There was the film with The Rock that Ryan Reynolds done. The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, the Netflix one, where they were on an adventure not long ago. And Wonder Woman was in it as well, Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
I can't remember its name.
Don't think I've seen it, but yeah, it does ring a bell.
Quite forgettable. Between that, Lost City and Uncharted, they're all very similar vein of film. That sort of action adventure trope. Also, obviously, the Sandy Bullock one has got a lot in common with Romancing the Stone. But to be fair, Romancing the Stone's early 80s, so enough time's been passed for that to sort of be remade, so to speak.
Although there was good chemistry between Michael Douglas and
Kathleen Turner.
Yeah, they had good chemistry, didn't they?
They did.
which I think, like you say, kind of lacking in this film. I didn't really. I mean, Brad Pitt was in it a bit as well, but I mean, he might as well have not been in it, really.
Although I did like his scenes, I thought Brad Pitt was enjoyable in it. But yeah, it was an extended cameo more than anything, wasn't it?
Yeah. There again. People go and stream. No one enjoyed. You can't do it every day. Same stuff. No.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. We can have a great. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to talk.
According to, was that BT? Was it BT who said it's good to talk?
Yeah,
BT?
yeah.
I think it was a slogan, weren't it?
Not too many more all day release, but still set. Yeah. We're all guilty of it. We all do it. Yeah. Red Notice.
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, what, the film with the Rock?
Yeah, with the Rock and Dwayne Johnson and.
No, I've not seen that.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, very, very similar.
Lost City had the HMV price on the backs. Okay, yeah. It was $9.99, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a shame because Sandra Bullock's really good. Channing Tatum, I like. I didn't used to like him. I hated him, but then when I realised he's got very good comic timing to him when he does comedy. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's got a great cast. It just didn't come together. Come together for whatever reason.
Remains the Stoner, fantastic. Yeah, good films.
Yeah.
You had Danny DeVito in there as well, didn't you, as the sort of sidekick?
That's right, and then obviously they all came back.
I suppose.
They've done the sequel to that. Yeah, they've done the sequel, didn't they? Jewel of the Nile, and then they all came back for War of the Roses.
Yeah, but that wasn't such a good production, that was it? War of the Roses. I think there was a lot of trouble on that.
It's been. I've seen it a few times, but I'm going back. I don't think it's a film I ever owned on VHS either back in the day. But I do remember renting it a couple of times and watching it. However, I watched it probably pirate back then.
Yes, it did. Good to have a chat, indeed. Sandra Bullock, she's a fantastic actress back in the day. Yeah, she was good. Yeah,
she's a talented actress.
Yeah, I think she really showed she could really act in Gravity because she got the Oscar for that, or nominated.
Yeah, I can't recall.
Yeah, I mean that was a fantastic performance. But yeah, no, she's always good in what she does. So yeah. Got no more comments. So I think we're going to probably wrap this up in about 10 minutes. We're just going to sort of stay on for, just over an hour. Is that all right? Another 10 minutes or?
Another 10 minutes is fine.
Yeah. Call it a day.
Yeah, that's cool.
Don't want you getting in trouble.
Yeah, she's just, dinner's ready in a minute, so.
Oh, it's ready. Oh, well, if you need to go, then.
No, 10 minutes is fine. That's
yeah, okay. I've got a couple more comments. He was good in Blindside.
I've not seen Blindside, I don't think.
No, nor have I.
Sandra Bullock.
No spring chicken. No, she's not. She still looks good. I mean, she's had a little bit of work, I think, but she still looks good for her age.
Oh, when I was younger, I had a massive poster of her on my wall. I'm talking massive. I'm talking like it's probably the size of a bus stop shelter poster.
Oh, right.
Was that big? There was a store in London, a shop in London I used to go to, and it was literally posters and stills from films. Days before the internet, obviously, 'cause you can print them off now, but stills you can. And that's all the shop done. It was just film stuff like that. And it was like imagine going to a vinyl store where you're going through the ABCs, and it was like that for films. And this poster, massive, and it adorned my bedroom wall. Yeah, she was. There was something about her in her younger days. She was. Yeah.
Well, that kind of breakout role for her was Speed, wasn't it? I mean, You know,
Yes.
that was her kind of breakout role, and still that's such a good film. You know, even today.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Ambulance, that kind of, there's definitely, you can see a sort of speed influence there on that film. Again, I quite enjoyed that film. Some odd
Ambulance,
camera angles on that. You know, that was
they done a lot
typical
of
Michael Bay.
drone footage, didn't they?
Yeah,
They had a lot of drone footage filming for that.
but it was good. Yeah, I did enjoy it. Did enjoy that film. AK says, lovely chat. Yep. Thanks a lot, AK.
Thank you very much. You should
Yeah.
come on live one day, AK.
Yeah, yeah.
Get you in front of the camera.
Yeah. We got Stephen.
Serious.
The net was good. It's a little dated, but still good.
Yeah, the net. I've got that on Blu-ray. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch now. I haven't seen it for a long time, but I'm sure it's dated in that computers have changed a lot since then. Computer technology. I think they made a TV series of it as well. I know they've done a sequel. They've done a sequel, not Sandra Bullock sequel. It'd probably been a straight to DVD sequel, and I'm sure there was a TV series based on it, if I recall.
Yeah. Yeah. No new talk. Hang on. The net was decent growing up. Got it on Blu-ray. Okay. So, is there anything you're picking up this week, new release wise?
I've got the Indiana Jones Last Crusade Steelbook due.
Yeah. I've watched an unboxing for that already.
Zavi sent them out quite early. Mine's from Amazon though.
Yeah.
Although Zavi seem to have the better packaging at the moment.
They do, yeah. I
Amazon.
think maybe they've listened. I think that's somebody, probably one or two employees in the warehouse that are just slapdash with a Stanley knife half the time, spine slashes, and hopefully they've sorted the problem out, because at the end of the day, it's their reputation. It's bad for their business, isn't it?
No, that's right.
You don't want to sort of upset your customers, because your customers will go elsewhere.
Yeah. My thingy for next week, my weekly pickup video is coming out. I don't know if you've noticed, they are getting smaller and cheaper. Next week's ones will be pretty small.
Well, gotta make cutbacks, haven't you? AK says, so I can see you and talk about films. Yeah,
absolutely, mate. On
the chat. Yeah. Let me get the dented Steelbook from Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was lucky with the Event Horizon. Again, that's kind of that's a birthday gift, but I obviously order these things and then just pass them along to be wrapped up.
Yeah.
I usually do check them before, just to make sure. It was shoved through the letterbox. Luckily, no damage, but yours was a bit dented or creased, wasn't it? Something.
The
Horizon.
It was. It's because there's no. It's that silly box inside. You've got that silly box inside. You've opened it, haven't you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's a birthday gift, so.
Yeah, there's a box inside, and it's a hollow, empty box, right? And all that's in it is a poster folded up and a little badge, right? Saying Event Horizon. And it's about that thick. It's about a centimetre thick, this box. So imagine if you've got a book in there. If you've got a square bound book in there, you've got something to take the pressure of being pushed. But because this is an empty box, the outer box just gets flattened. It's really badly conceived.
Yeah,
really badly conceived set in that designed.
And apparently the disc says that there's Atmos on it, but there isn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen an unboxing and it's got Atmos on the disc, but there's only actually a 5.1 mix on it.
That's not good. Just let you know, my phone has hit 10%.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got no more comments. So, I mean, if you want to wrap it up, I mean, we've just gone over the hour anyway. So,
that would be great if you're happy.
Yeah.
It was a good.
Oh, it's been a great chat. I mean, I say really appreciate everyone coming on and, you know, commenting, and obviously, coming on the chat as well, AJ. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thanks for everyone that has commented and popped in. It's been nice. It was a short notice one again from Matt on Matt's side this time. Nice that you could join us, Stephen. I know you've been missing the others. But yeah, it's been good.
So maybe next time. Maybe next time on AJ's site next time.
Yeah, well, I'll bring the computer home from work, which is what I do it on. I just left it there. I thought I'll have a quiet weekend, not thinking about Saturday.
No, that's fine.
There you go.
That's I've got it working on here, so you can do do it on here or do it on yours, whatever,
Yeah, cool. We'll sort something out, mate.
Yeah.
See what we can get on. Okay.
Yeah, always have a great weekend. Yeah, thanks, AK.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Always happy to pop in. Yeah, thanks ever so much.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, we'll call it a day then.
All right, mate.
Scott. Thanks ever so much.
See you later, Scott. Take care, mate.
Thanks ever so much, and goodbye.
See you later.
Bye.